Hey, y'all, and welcome to Five Things Friday on the Social Takeoff Podcast. I'm Kelly Hayes Smith, your host. I am a social media marketing expert for travel professionals, and every Friday I like to give you five things that I have gathered from the week that are going to help you market your travel business, especially on social media. So let's talk about the five things today. So one of the things that my team noticed this week is that there is now Meta has Reels scheduling, or like even it's like a whole Reels section on Meta Business Suite. And let me say this about that. First off, when you start feeling a glitch come on to your Meta Business Suite, or things are not scheduling appropriately, or there is some type of hiccup and headache with your Meta scheduling, normally you're getting ready to get an update. The thing with Meta, that means Facebook and Instagram. That's the parent company that owns Facebook and Instagram. No, they don't roll it out all at one time. So it's not like tomorrow morning you wake up and everybody has this update feature. So these things roll out slowly, but usually right before or right after you see some glitches. So if you see some glitches, you're probably getting ready to get the update. And this week we noticed that Reels scheduling, and I can't even remember what it's called, and my computer is currently updating. So it's there. You can actually do the Reels creation inside Meta Business Suite and add audio. Here is the hiccup. You don't have access to trending audio in Meta Business Suite. You have the audio that is there if you have a professional account with any category besides entrepreneur. So if you don't know that trick on how you can get the professional account with the trending audio and good music, you need to go download my Instagram, Optimize Your Instagram, a guide for travel professionals. It's a free download that you can get at the link in my Instagram bio, so that you can get that. But you have that non-trending kind of elevator-ish music on Meta. So what is our suggestion? My team's suggestion is that you continue to schedule your Reels in app. Now, I know that not everyone has that availability yet. It is coming. All of our clients have that availability, thank goodness. So I know it's coming. We had our last one get it on January 31st. So almost all of those accounts that were straggling behind are getting it now. So Reels are still best scheduled in app. Okay. The other things that we like to schedule in Instagram app are the static posts, which are just simple photos, or even like a list post that's only one slide. We like to schedule that in app because we can add music on Instagram. It won't show up on Facebook, but it will on Instagram. So that's where we use in app versus Meta Business Suite. And the other one we used, I posted about this on my feed on Instagram this week, and I am getting ready to dive more. I'm actually creating a reel today to dive more into the send message button. But if we are posting an advertisement or a heavy sales call to action, we are talking about a promotion or a limited time availability, we are using the send message button. And that we also have to do in app on Instagram. Everything else we schedule on Meta Business Suite. Okay, number 2 for Five Things Friday. It is FAM season. I have already seen so many of my followers and clients who are out on FAMs right now. And I know some of them require you to do social media content while you're there. But here is the thing. I want you to make sure that you are prepping yourself to get content in your destination. Don't wait until you are in destination to try to decide the content that you want to get. I want you to sit down prior to leaving and think about the questions that you are constantly getting from potential clients and clients about the destination you're getting ready to visit. Write the notes down, put a list in your phone, and be ready to get content for those. I have a brand new concept that I am going to be teaching, and I'm not ready to debut that yet. I'm actually going to be debuting that at a live event that I am doing in April. But it is going to make your life so much easier when you're getting content, and capturing that content. So be on the lookout for that. But before that all comes out, I want you to start preparing yourself before you leave on what content you want to get. Okay, number 3, extending your wave season with content. So one of the things that I have been hearing on a regular basis is that wave season has been extremely busy, and that means that a lot of people have been neglecting their content because they've been too busy getting proposals out and booking trips, right? Booking being the process. If you listen to the podcast last Tuesday, booking being the process, not the service, but they're actually doing the action of booking the trips. And so it has taken away from the content. That is a planning problem. I also have a podcast about that. But if you want to extend your wave season, you can do that with your content. And how can you do that? Well, get ready to check out my Instagram and the podcast coming up about extending wave season. But what I will say on this 5 Things Friday is, as you are busy doing the action of booking those trips and quoting those trips, make sure you're getting some behind the scenes video. Make sure you're getting some screenshots from clients, because you want all of that social proof of what you have been up to be able to use to extend your wave season. So while you're in the thick of it, I want you to get the content in the moment. When the client is super excited because you just booked the amazing trip for them that they wanted, or you got something in their budget that they weren't expecting, screenshot, video yourself getting those proposals together. Showcase behind the scenes of what building a proposal and an itinerary looks like. And get all of that content while you're in the thick of it to make sure that we are able to use that to extend your wave season. Number 4, what is working with reels? Okay, if you are on my Instagram, I had a reel that went bananas on Tuesday. Was it Tuesday? Yes, it was Tuesday. I had a reel that went bananas this Tuesday, and it was about a filter that can really come in handy for travel professionals. And we can use it for things like room tours and app walkthroughs, and really describing different processes for destinations and different travel like options. And it went bananas because I took my time explaining it. So you've heard people say often that reels, you need to keep it under 10 seconds. And so when you're explaining something, you tend to either go really quickly, talk through it really quickly, and show just the highlights, or you break it up into series, right? Well, I forwent all the rules on Tuesday and recorded this reel that was I think it was right around a minute. But I really broke it down. And that is the feedback I got from that reel, was that thank you for explaining it step by step. I really was able to understand. It's the first time that I was able to understand. And it wasn't just from travel professionals. It was from so many people, because I took my time. So what I am finding is sometimes with reels, we are trying to catch their attention and get a point across really quickly, but also sometimes you have to take your time and really explain it and remember who you're speaking to. You're not speaking to travel professionals. You're speaking to people who are brand new to the concept you're talking about. So taking your time to really talk through that on a basic level is going to really help meet your potential clients where they are. And it's going to be a big difference in connecting and relating to them. All right. And last but not least, I'm going to answer a question from here on out. On 5 Things Friday, I'm going to answer a question that I have gotten throughout the week. And so this came from someone who had listened to the podcast and had a question. And then this was from the podcast about batching. And she was asking me, I talked about having the right time to market. And she was talking about the fact that she was just kind of unsure about what the right time to market was. And so I mentioned things like Alaskan Cruises and Festival of the Arts. And so let's break that down really quickly. When you are talking about marketing things that are seasonal, so Alaskan cruises only run through what? May through like early September. So it's hard to market those from May to early September because people are actually doing the traveling. And so unless they're looking for a last minute trip, marketing and during that time period is going to be hard. So you market during the off season from that trip and then have them traveling those vacations during the time. Now, I really think about a year is a great time for people to be looking forward to trips. So if I am talking about strategy for marketing, I am going to start in September, October, November. I'm really going to talk about Alaskan cruises and hammer that home that it's time to book it now so they're not sold out. You get the best availability, yada, 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 right? And then as we get closer to that May, then we're going to talk about last minute availabilities. That may be when I do a few ad style posts like, check this out. It's last minute availability for a princess cruise to Alaska. This is what we can find. So it's an ad style post rather than really teaching them about Alaskan cruises where it's about a year to 9 months in advance. When we're talking about things, especially as it relates to Disney and all of the festivals that they have, like the Festival of the Arts, what you have to remember is Festival of the Arts runs for like 6 weeks. So for content, festivals are actually not really good evergreen content because what we find is by the time we start to market that, the festivals are almost over. And so we have wasted a little bit of our marketing time on that. What I would do if you are there for Festival of the Arts or Flower and Garden or Food and Wine, I would get the content. You can put them together to talk about multiple different, and in your stories is where I would showcase in the moment Festival of the Arts, Flower and Garden, Food and Wine. What I would do with that content is either utilize them all together or when new dates for next year come out. If you're talking about a January Disney trip, so when those new Disney dates drop, last year they dropped in April, before they were dropping in June. When those new dates drop, I want you to start considering creating content that are like, if you're planning a trip next January, here are some things that you can look forward to. And that's when you would utilize that Festival of the Arts content. Just like all of the other festivals, depending on if you're booking for spring break, here's some reasons to book in spring break. Here's Flower and Garden, whatever. So you can really utilize those after the fact, but pushing Festival of the Arts when it's happening, it's like a 6 to 8 week festival. So it would be really difficult to get someone in for that during that time period. I hope that was helpful. And I'm going to dig deeper into when to market what types of things in a freebie, in a podcast episode, and in some social media content coming up. So make sure that you're following me on Instagram. Okay, guys, I want to know what you thought about this 5 Things Friday. So you can drop it in a review below, and you can come find me on Instagram and DM me what you thought about this. You'll hear me. I'll talk to you next Tuesday for a brand new episode of the Social Takeoff Podcast. Have a great day.